Larry, Fort Worth Memories Museum and Groups. Okay, let's see if I can find the live show. It sent me a deal, but I can't get it to connect. Bear with me here. I wonder if that is the live there. Yes, it is. So can I share that live? So I figured out how to do that now. And I think I should be live now on yeah, there I am. So I'm going to tell everybody good morning. And I'm going to share to memories, live videos, and messages. Okay, so I should be live pretty much everywhere. Let's see if it worked. And I said good morning to everybody. But I can't tell if y'all see me say something on the feed, 'cause it doesn't show how many people are on there. Not on that one anyway. Let's see if it shows it on that. Nope. So I'll have to go back to the old way. Scott's going to come over this weekend, I think, so. Still working on it, hold on. Okay, if you're watching on the YouTube channel, I'll get all this figured out. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, you can see that we've now got a split screen. I'm going to have to get Scott to come over and figure out how I coordinate those. Anyway, so that split screen can change that to start showing off stuff in the museum. I wonder why it won't switch now to all those other ones. There it is. So in that case, in that display case, on your upper left-hand corner is a list of Amon Carter Jr.'s war medals. The plastic casing underneath the key is Amon Carter Jr.'s canasta set holder. Put his cards in it. To the far right is 1924. Amon carried the baseball team, which was called the Fort Worth baseball team, but in reality was known around here as the Fort Worth Panthers. And he presented him with a key to the city, which is in the middle top to the city of Fort Worth. The GOP card is for Amon Carter Jr. That was his identification card, being in the Republican Party. So we've got the split screen stuff down. So I'll be posting stuff that there's me and there's the split screen down in the bottom right corner, and I'll get Scott to figure out today. I'll call him how I can share all of these to the regular Facebook group. I don't know why I can't do that now. There also is the Fort Worth University diploma from the 1800s. There again is the display case. There should be some way that I share that. Anyway, so that split screen. I'm going to see if Scott's up. He's probably not. Anyway, I'll go back to James is in, Monty's in, Brittany's in, and I think I saw Rick Irving in. So we're getting all of this worked out to where we'll start displaying timed shows of what's in the Fort Worth Memories Museum. In other words, I'm going to pre-record them, and then they're going to be shown on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and all the Facebook channels. So there's a lot of key stuff that you don't find anywhere else. This is the only museum in Fort Worth that has to do with specifically Fort Worth and Tarrant County. There's Tom Reynolds. So just give us a couple more days to get all of this. It's hard to get all of these things to switch over when you turn on one channel. I, for the life of me, don't know how he did what he's done. But I just sent him a message to call me if he's up. He's probably not. We had a lot of conflict last night, yesterday, with people. Somebody made a post talking about the Halton Mansion being torn down, which in fact it's already been torn down. And so I turned the comments off on it because there's no sense in everybody getting into a heated discussion over something that's already happened. And then people want to know, why would you turn off the comments on the mansion post? Because we're not going to have a full-scale argument about something that's already taken place. I know I can't please everybody, but when it comes to stuff like that, if you let that post continue on, then the pros and the cons would get to where they're just going at each other's throat, and then there's a lot of people get kicked off. So when you see I've turned the comments off on something, or Scott has turned the comments off on something, there's a reason for it. We don't want people going at each other and getting more people kicked off. Because once you're kicked off, you're gone. Yeah, so that event has already taken place. The mansion's gone. Okay? I, for the life of me, do not understand why the development company wouldn't want to keep that part of historic artifact, that mansion, and the old log cabin. I don't know why they wouldn't want to keep that and build around it, but they didn't, and it's their money. Maryland's in. Thank you, Tom. So, you know, it is what it is. Back when the California company was chosen to develop the stockyards, everybody got upset about that. And in fact, I was hired by one of the development companies to preserve the history, and they have preserved the history. Those buildings down in the stockyards were falling apart. So what was the answer? Money, and lots of it. So the city council and the mayor made a decision to go with a company that was going to keep the historic values, but yet in the same instance upgrade that area to where we bring in more people to our city, which is what we want. So I hope y'all are following me here. I'm not trying to be the supreme ruler here, but we've got some guidelines that we go by, and I've been doing this on this particular platform longer than anybody because I started it. So I see what happens when we let a post go and it goes back and forth. And while we're talking about it, we can talk about the pictures I posted with me and Pete Hegseth. That's not a political post. I didn't have any comments on it. Pete visited the museum in 2022 and 2023. That was before he was involved in he worked for Fox. Okay? Yeah, he's a friend of mine. But people just go, Larry's violating his own rules. That's not violating a rule. When I post a picture in 1976 of Jimmy Carter visiting Fort Worth, nobody gets upset. That's because Jimmy Carter came to Fort Worth. I actually met him. We've had many presidents, Calvin Coolidge, Roosevelt, Truman, Eisenhower. They've all come to Fort Worth at the behest of Amon G. Carter Sr. So, but everybody went bananas over that. Some people are just wanting to argue about whatever. They're upset about how the election turned out. I get it. When Obama was elected, the right or the conservative people went bananas. When Biden was elected, so it's whatever party is in power, the other side strikes back with all these innuendos. So, but the bottom line is, we try to keep it to where there's no bullying or bickering and arguing and name calling. We've got people in their 90s on here. We've got teenagers, I suspect, some of my own grandkids that are 10, 11, 12, 13 years old. That's why we don't allow cussing, bullying, browbeating, whatever you want to call it. Just make your comments in your post something that you wouldn't mind your own mother or grandkids seeing. You know? Because you will not win that battle. Like I say, when you're booted off here, it's adios. I've let one person back on in all of these years. And I really didn't want to do that, but I felt like it was appropriate. She had not gone bananas, and she got kicked off because she was in a comment with somebody else that when we kicked off everybody that post. Anyway, so today is Wednesday. I don't know if we're supposed to have any weather. I think there's a chance of it. Friday is 4th of July. Thursday and Friday we have 45 and 55% chance of rain. We will eat somewhere on Saturday, and in fact on Friday I'm going to be down here in the morning, and I'm going to stop and go eat somewhere, and I'll post it, and if somebody wants to meet me over there, that's fine. If not, I know you've got 4th of July activities planned. Everybody needs to stay safe. I will start posting this evening the please don't drink and drive. People say, Larry, we're all adults here. You don't have to remind us of that. Oh yeah, I do. And if that post upsets you, then pop off and you won't have to worry about it anymore, because you won't be on here anymore. We make public service announcements. We don't need any more deaths due to somebody out there drinking and driving. The gentleman that killed, 4 out of 5 people in a family, that's horrendous. To drink. So if you have a 4th of July party, just my wow. Here's 2 of our favorite people, Jason Charbonnet and Paige Charbonnet. She's only 29 years old? You've got to be kidding me. Unbelievable. We're going to tell her happy birthday. Paige runs LTV Rise. Las Vegas Trail. And does a dang good job of it. I met her through Rick Irving and Mary Stafford. And she was on our show, one of our shows. It was either on Heroes, or I think that was back when we were broadcasting on both platforms. She's done a tremendous job over there. Hold on, I'm going to try to... Well, I can't share it because it's not save post. Yeah, I can do it. This lady she's put together government and private business and done a 150% improvement of Las Vegas Trail. And she works on it every day. Does a tremendous job. In fact, we need to have her back on the show. There you go. Y'all be sure and tell Paige Happy birthday. I can't believe she's only 29 years old. Okay, back to business. So, yeah, I post don't drink and drive deals, and if that offends you, just go look at the pictures, because if you pop off, that's not going to get you anywhere, but you won't ever have to worry about seeing it again. Okay, so what else is going on in the world of... Well, Taylor Sheridan has transformed Hollywood to Fort Worth and Tarrant County and done a heck of a good job of it. I like that news break. Bud Kennedy, my friend, doesn't like it, but he says it's not accurate. But the local channels don't seem to have any local stuff. They talk about the city to the east. Well, it's just all bad. That Hyundai Palisade, it's one of the most unbelievable. Hyundai's come out with a car, it looks like a car of those 2090s or something. That doesn't look like a lot of stuff's happening in Fort Worth. Yeah, have y'all seen that new Chevrolet Silverado? It's a convertible. Yeah, Aaron, you keep calling me FaceTime and it calls what's her name? It's ridiculous. I fixed it. Well, these new startup car companies have really come up with some neat looking stuff. Trump and Musk are at it again. And the jury trial of what's his name? The judge sent him back to deliberate on one more charge or something. Everman woman added to FBI's 10 most wanted. Now, who the heck's that? A woman from Everman has been added to the FBI's 10 most wanted. Cindy Rodriguez, Singh, killed her 6-year-old son in 2022. Wow. They say it's a global manhunt for her, said the Everman city manager. So if anybody knows this Cindy Rodriguez, SIG, whatever, SINGH, she goes by Cecilia Rodriguez, Cindy Rodriguez, Cindy C. Rodriguez, Cindy Cecilia Rodriguez, 40 years old, 5'1" to 5'3", weighs 120 to 140, Hispanic with brown hair and brown eyes. Has tattoos on her back, left leg, right arm, right calf, right hand, and right leg. I can't imagine somebody killing their own kid. So they, city council, No, I don't. I'm fine. We're not doing anything anyway. Uh, so the commissioners today, I guess, voted or voting on, or they've already voted to hire a law firm to defend the lawsuits over the redistricting. They're sure going after Joe Biden. Tarrant County Commissioner residents sue county commissioners. So there's another $250,000, and that's just a start. Yeah, Joe Tease turns 90. They opened on July 4th of 1935. Sure did. We're going to have Lanny, Big Lanny, we call him Big Lanny, although he lost a lot of weight. He's going to be on an upcoming show here pretty quick with Haywood and maybe Hal J. Schumer warned Biden only 5 of 51 senators wanted him to stay in the race after the debate. Okay, so it's all bad. It's bad every day. Trump wins $16 million settlement from Paramount over CBS 60 Minutes Kamala interview. I don't know what to think about this. This Carmelo Anthony has a GoFundMe account that they collected over $1 million at last for legal fees. Well, from what I've read, they've already blown all this money on the house and cars and toys, and you're not supposed to be able to profit Wes is heavy into real estate. Oh, he's changed, lost over 100 pounds. Wes is lighting up the real estate market, the high dollar value real estate. He's still around, but there's supposed to be a law you can't profit from a crime. Well, that family is profiting. My opinion. Here's why Miss Kitty disappeared from Gunsmoke. Why is that? Our friend Buck Taylor was on there for a long time. God, it doesn't even have his name on there. From 55 to 75. I don't even have anything about Buck in there. So it doesn't say why she left. Miss Kitty became a fan favorite. Doesn't say though. After 19 years of doing the show, She would not be returning for the 20th season. The biggest reason was she was tired of commuting to California from Arizona. I heard she died of AIDS. But it didn't say. Anyway, alright. Hey, Gene. Where you been, sir? You hadn't been around. Come see me. It's not good to stay away so long. Yeah, they gave him a public defender after he'd already raised. His family raised $500,000 or $600,000, and supposedly, I don't know what they bought. That's their business. I can assure you, they didn't get a quarter from me. That's making a profit from a crime, in my opinion, which I thought was against the law. And I didn't think it was GoFundMe. I thought it was Give and Save or something. I'm looking at WFAA. There's Rick Irving. Rick wants to bring a Don Graves back over, him and Mary. We can do a reunion show. They've done over 100 shows now. The majority of them were done right here. Okay. The weather lady at WFAA has breast cancer. It's sad. I've been through that with my first wife. It's a horrible deal. Old age and getting down in the back, what are you talking about? Rick just said they've done 146 episodes. Time flies. We did a lot of great shows right here. Just got a deal from my bank. Anything that happens to my account, I started signing up. I didn't know I had all these. $9.95, $8.59. I'm scared to turn whatever it is off because one of the shops. How do you find out who those charges are going to? Everybody says there's a telephone number. Where's the telephone number? I'm going to go to the bank next week. Get them to tell me what all them charges are. I mean, who they're going to. They're not very much. Some of them are. Most of them are $9.95 or $9.99. Or eating out on Saturday. You are or what? We're going to eat on Saturday. I don't know what you're asking. But there's about 15 or 20 of them. There's one of my daughters. Good morning. I love you too. And that Sirius radio is $31.99, and it hadn't worked in months, so I'm going to call them today and tell them to cancel it. cancel Christmas. You've been robbing me for 6 months. Anyway, so we're going to work on, Scott hadn't called me, so I'm sure he was up most of the night trying to correct the firestorm that was started. Doesn't do you any good to go on the groups and start a firestorm, because in reality you get blocked, and then people call me and say, can we come back on? No, you can't. Click the item on your bank account. It should show. It doesn't show anything. Hold on. $10.81. Hey, it does. Apple.com/bill 866. Hey, you're right. Thank you, Sharon. Why didn't I know that? So then I call that company. How do I tell them what it is? Transaction data. Well, they'll be able to tell me, I guess. That works. I can't believe that. Why didn't I know that? Now here's another one. Applecom.bill for $15.14. What's that one? How come there's one $9.95 and $16.23 is Amazon Prime? What does that mean? I know I buy a lot of stuff on Amazon, but so there's a monthly charge on it? I didn't know that. Here's another one. It doesn't say who. Transaction date 6/8. $9.99. Type debit. Status posted. Somewhere in California. It's got a phone number though, 866. Thank you. So I know what I'll be doing here this afternoon. You know, because adding all of them up, it's $300 or $400. Thank you. Wonder how much success I'm going to have. Gene, I don't know yet. We're going to eat Friday and Saturday. I'm going to be down here Friday. If you want to come by, we can go across the street and eat a burger. Rogers Roundhouse. But we're going to eat Saturday also at 1. And I don't know yet where that's going to be. Okay, I should have found that out yesterday. What is the new Blue Mountain Cafe's new deal? It's at the lake. It's called the Anchor. Apparently they put it together in about 30 days. I'll say that, now I can't even find anything. The Anchor, well, it doesn't say. The Anchor menu. I guess it's not open yet, but it's on the lake. One of the lakes, Eagle Mountain, or they're opening up these things right and left. So they're open. Well, it shows my Amazon Prime is a monthly, so I'll get to the bottom of that. So they got 5 Blue Mountain Cafes, Stingers Sports Bar, and now the Anchor. But social media hadn't got it yet, but your friend runs it. There's a menu. No, that's for Blue Mountain. Anyway, okay. What else is new? It just opened. Tell your friend to call me. Tell me what the skinny is, because I advertise for him. I need somebody to send me the stuff to put on the group. The logo or something. Yes, we need a paint contractor, sure do. Okay, boys and girls, I've been on here for an hour. I'm gonna sign off and I will talk to y'all later.